The Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel. Picture this. Sometime in the 1970s, a restless Harvard student stumbles across a dusty old book in the library. Published way back in 1912, this wasn't some dry textbook, it was something far more intriguing. As he turned the pages, something clicked. The ideas were so powerful, so different from anything he'd encountered, that they gave him the nerve to do something crazy. Drop out of Harvard and chase what seemed like an absurd dream at the time, putting a computer on every desk in America. That student, Bill Gates. Now, is this story completely true, or just a piece of tech industry legend? Maybe a bit of both. But here's what matters. There really are certain ideas that keep showing up in the lives of extraordinary achievers. And for over 100 years, the Master Key System has been one of those secret weapons, quietly passed around among people who seem to play life on a different level. Word is, nearly every tech fortune built in Silicon Valley can be traced back to someone who studied the teachings of its author, Charles Haanel. So who was this guy? Charles Haanel wasn't some guru meditating on a mountaintop. He was a sharp American businessman at the turn of the 20th century who built one of the largest business empires of his era, starting with basically nothing. But here's what made him different. He didn't just build wealth, he paid attention to how his mind worked while doing it. He noticed that everything he experienced on the outside, his bank account, his health, his relationships, was actually a mirror of what was happening inside his head. So in 1912, he decided to write it all down as a 24-part course, designed to be studied 1 week at a time. It sold over 200,000 copies before mysteriously disappearing from bookstores. Some say the church banned it in 1933, worried it was too powerful, that it put the keys to creation directly into ordinary people's hands. Today, we're cracking open this legendary book together. Here's my promise. By the time we're done, you'll understand the one fundamental law behind all success and failure. You'll possess what Haanel called the Master Key that can open any door you choose. This isn't about crossing your fingers and hoping. It's about understanding the most powerful creative force in existence, your own mind. So get comfortable, and let's explore the world within. Let's start by imagining two worlds. The first world is the one you know intimately. It's everything you can see, touch, and measure. Your apartment, your school, the people around you, the cash in your wallet, or, let's be honest, the lack of it. This is the world of results, of outcomes. We spend most of our time here, desperately trying to change things. We hustle harder, work longer hours, struggle and push, trying to rearrange the pieces, hoping for something better. But so often it feels like we're just moving furniture around in a room that's already been designed. We're messing with effects while the real cause stays hidden. Now picture a second world. This one's invisible. It's made of thoughts, feelings, imagination, and belief. It's the world inside you. And here's Charles Haanel's big secret, the one that changes everything. This inner world creates everything in the outer world. Your external life is just a reflection of what's happening internally. Think of it like a movie theater. Your outer life, your health, your bank account, your relationships, that's the screen. Your inner world, your dominant thoughts and beliefs, that's the projector. If you hate the movie playing on the screen, what would you do? Would you run up and try to scratch out the images on the screen? Of course not, that'd be ridiculous. You'd change the film in the projector. Yet this is exactly how most of us go through life. We try to fix the effects. We complain about our job, our income, our circumstances. We're basically trying to edit the movie by attacking the screen. Haanel says this is pointless. To change what shows up in your life, you have to change what's creating it. And that cause is always in the world within. So how does this inner world actually operate? Haanel explains that your mind works on two levels, the conscious and the subconscious. Your conscious mind is what you're using right now to follow what I'm saying. It's your thinking, reasoning, logical mind. It makes decisions and choices. Haanel calls it the watchman at the gate because its job is to stand guard at the entrance to the most powerful part of you, your subconscious mind. The subconscious is a completely different beast. It doesn't reason or argue. It simply accepts whatever your conscious mind feeds it and then acts on it with incredible power. It's where your emotions live, where memories are stored, where habits form. It runs all your body's automatic functions, your heartbeat, your breathing, healing that paper cut on your finger. It never takes a break. It's working every single second. Here's the wild part. Your subconscious mind connects directly to what Haanel calls the universal mind. This is the infinite intelligence behind everything, the creative force that turns a tiny seed into a massive tree, that keeps planets spinning in perfect orbits. It's all-powerful, all-knowing, and everywhere at once. And your subconscious? It's not separate from this universal mind. Think of a drop of water in the ocean. The drop isn't separate from the ocean, it is the ocean, just in a smaller form. Same thing with your mind. It's an individual expression of the one universal mind. This means your subconscious has access to unlimited creative power. Whatever idea, belief, or mental image your conscious mind allows through the gate gets impressed on your subconscious, and then the subconscious must make it real. It has no choice. It's the law. The law of attraction, cause and effect. You reap what you sow. It's an unchangeable universal principle. The subconscious is like incredibly rich soil. It'll grow whatever seed you plant. Your conscious thoughts are the seeds. Plant seeds of fear, worry, and limitation. You'll harvest failure, sickness, and unhappiness. The soil doesn't judge. It just grows what you give it. But consciously plant seeds of courage, confidence, and abundance. You'll grow a life filled with exactly those things. This leads to a mind-blowing conclusion. Nothing in your life is random. Your experiences, your environment, your wins and losses, they're all the direct result of your habitual mental attitude. Not what you think occasionally, but the thoughts you consistently entertain. The tragedy is that most of us do this unconsciously. We let the outside world, the news, other people's opinions, past failures, dictate what gets planted in our garden. We let the watchman fall asleep, leaving our subconscious wide open to whatever negative garbage happens to drift by. So the first critical step in using the master key? Take control of the watchman. Become the master of your own thoughts. And this is where Haanel gets super practical. He doesn't just tell you what to do, he shows you exactly how, step by step. But before you can control your mind, he says you need to control your body first. His very first exercise sounds laughably simple. Find a quiet room where nobody will bother you. Sit up straight, comfortable but not slouching. Then, for 15 minutes, just sit perfectly still. Don't move a single muscle. Sounds easy, right? Try it. You'll discover it's actually incredibly difficult. Your nose will itch. You'll want to shift your weight, fidget, do anything, but stay still. This is your body, used to being in charge, rebelling against your will. Haanel says practice this daily until you've achieved complete mastery over your physical body. Until you can sit perfectly still by choice, you're not the master of your own house yet. Once you've mastered your body, the next step is controlling your mind. Same position, but now you're going to stop all thought. Yes, literally. Stop thinking. And you'll find this is even harder. Thoughts will flood in. Worries, random memories, that embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago. Haanel says don't fight them, just let them pass. Notice them, and let them go. This exercise isn't about achieving a perfectly blank mind. It's about showing yourself who's actually in charge. It's about realizing just how many chaotic thoughts are constantly trying to crash your mental party. By practicing this, you build the mental strength to choose your thoughts instead of being bullied by them. The biggest enemy, Haanel warns, is fear. Fear is like a cloud blocking the sun. It's a destructive thought that paralyzes your mind and body. It contracts what he calls the solar plexus, basically your body's energy distribution center, kind of like your personal sun. Positive, brave thoughts expand this center, radiating life and energy throughout your body. Fearful thoughts contract it, choking off your vitality. All disease, discord, and lack come from this blockage, so fear has to be completely destroyed. How do you destroy fear? You can't fight it head-on. You can't fight darkness with more darkness. You destroy darkness by turning on a light. And the light here is consciously recognizing your true power source. It's understanding that the real you, the spiritual you, is one with the all-powerful universal mind. When you truly know you're connected to infinite power, what's left to fear? This isn't just a comforting thought. It's a truth you realize through practice. This brings us to the core technique of the whole system, visualization. Visualization isn't daydreaming. Daydreaming is passive, unfocused mental wandering. Visualization is conscious, focused, creative mental work. It's the process of building a clear, detailed, finished mental picture of what you want to achieve. This is where real creation happens. Haanel points out that everything humans have ever built existed first as a thought, as an image in someone's mind. That skyscraper existed in the architect's imagination long before the first concrete was poured. The inventor Nikola Tesla, one of history's greatest minds, famously visualized all his inventions so clearly in his head that he could run them, test them, and perfect them mentally before ever building a physical version. He said that in 20 years, not a single one of his imagined inventions failed to work exactly as he'd conceived it. This is the power you're learning to use. The process has 3 stages. First comes idealization. This is the planning stage. You decide what you truly want. Don't be vague or timid. Remember, you're drawing from the infinite, so there are no limits. Create a big vision. Picture the end result clearly. Want a new home? Don't just think, a nice place. See the specific house. See the rooms, the furniture, the paint colors. Feel what it's like living there. Want career success? Don't just think, a better job. See yourself in that position, doing the work confidently. Getting recognition, enjoying the rewards. You need to know exactly what harvest you want before you plant the seed. Second is visualization itself. This is where you hold that clear mental picture consistently. Practice it daily during your quiet time. Make the image more and more vivid. Add details. And crucially, add feeling. Emotion is what gives thought its magnetic power and vitality. As Haanel says, feeling is desire, and desire is love. Thought impregnated with love becomes invincible. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the reality of your desire as if you already have it. The Bible says, "Whatsoever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them." Notice it says, believe you've already received it. This is how you impress your vision onto your subconscious. You're creating the mold from which the universal mind will shape your reality. Third is materialization. This happens automatically as a result of the first 2 steps. As you hold your vision, things start falling into place. The universal mind, which knows everything, begins moving people, circumstances, and opportunities to bring your vision into physical form. You don't need to figure out how it'll happen. Your finite mind can't instruct the infinite. Your job isn't to figure out the how, just focus on the what. Hold the vision, trust the process, and be ready to act when opportunities appear. New doors will open. The right people will show up. You'll be guided to do the right thing at the right time. This is why real wealth, Haanel argues, isn't about money, it's about consciousness. Wealth consciousness is an attitude that expects abundance. It knows the universal is an infinite supply. Poverty and lack come from poverty consciousness. That focuses on fear and limitation. Focus on debt, you create more debt. Focus on sickness, you create more sickness. The law is perfect. Concentrate on what you want, not what you don't want. To help with this, Haanel offers a powerful tool, affirmation. An affirmation is a strong positive statement you repeat until it sinks into your subconscious. He shares an amazing story about a man named Frederick Andrews who, as a child, was what they called a little, crooked, twisted cripple. Doctors gave up on him, but his mother didn't quit. She taught him to create an affirmation. Over and over, day and night, he repeated, "I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy." It was the last thing he said at night, and the first thing each morning. He'd wake up in the middle of the night repeating it. He didn't just say it for himself, but for others who needed help too. Why? Because you reap what you sow. Send out thoughts of health and love, they come back to you. Slowly, miraculously, he transformed. He grew into a strong, straight, healthy man. Why did it work? Because his affirmation aligned with ultimate truth. The I he referred to wasn't his broken body. It was his spiritual self, the part that's made in the image of the universal mind, which can never be less than perfect. By constantly repeating this truth, he impressed it on his subconscious. His subconscious, being the master builder of the body, then created a physical form, matching this new, perfect pattern. He was, as Haanel puts it, born again, this time of the Spirit. This reveals another key principle. All real truth comes from within. The outer world of the senses is deceptive. We see the sun move across the sky, but we know it's actually Earth that's spinning. We hear a bell ring and think the sound is in the bell, but it's really just vibrations our mind interprets. We see a rose as red, but that color is just our mind's interpretation of a certain light frequency. The senses only show effects, the relative world. The absolute truth is only found in the world within. So your real work is training your mind to see truth regardless of appearances. If there's sickness, know the truth of health. If there's lack, know the truth of abundance. If there's conflict, know the truth of harmony. This isn't about denying reality. It's about refusing to accept current reality as final reality. It's knowing that any negative condition is just an error in thought, and as soon as truth appears, the error must vanish, just like darkness vanishes when you flip on a light. Ultimately, Haanel says the law of success is service. We get what we give. A generous thought is filled with life. A selfish thought carries the seeds of its own destruction. The great business leaders and wealth creators became successful because they provided immense value and service to others. They were channels for distributing wealth. They understood you need to keep both ends open, the inflow and the outgo. The more value you give through your thoughts, skills, and service, the more you receive. This entire system, this master key, is a wake-up call. It's asking you to stop being a passive victim of circumstances and become a conscious creator. It's showing you that you're not a body with a spirit, but a spirit with a body. The greatest power in the universe isn't somewhere out there, it's within you. And by mastering your own mind, you can create a life of health, abundance, and love. You're holding the key. The only question is, will you turn it? As we wrap up our exploration of the Master Key system, take a moment to appreciate just how bold Charles Haanel's vision really is. Written over a century ago in a world without internet or constant digital noise, his message feels almost more radical and more needed today than ever. What gets me most about this book is its uncompromising focus on personal responsibility. In a world that constantly encourages us to blame someone or something for our problems, the economy, our parents, the system, Haanel's voice echoes across the decades with a simple, stark truth. The cause is within you. Your life is a mirror. Don't like what you see? Don't fix the mirror, fix yourself. For some people this is terrifying, but for others it's the most liberating idea in the world. It means no matter what your circumstances are right now, you're not stuck. You hold the creative power to transform it all. The book's greatest strength, and maybe its biggest challenge for today's reader, is its demand for discipline. Haanel isn't selling quick fixes. He's offering a system of mental training. The exercises he prescribes, the stillness, the concentration, the visualization, aren't passive activities, they're serious mental work. In an age of endless distraction where our attention is constantly fractured, his call for deep, focused concentration feels revolutionary. He's saying the most important work you'll ever do is the quiet work inside your own mind. So how can you take this century-old wisdom and actually use it in your life today? Let me give you 3 simple starting points. First, try the stillness challenge. Just for today, carve out 15 minutes where you can be completely alone. Set a timer, sit in a chair, and just be still. Don't meditate, don't try to achieve anything. Just notice your body wanting to fidget and move. See if you can be the master for even a few moments. This simple act will tell you more about yourself than a dozen psychology books. Second, be the watchman at the gate for the rest of today. Your only job is noticing your thoughts. Pay attention to what seeds you're planting. When you catch yourself thinking fear, worry, or self-criticism, don't fight it. Simply label it, "Oh, that's a fear thought," and gently replace it with Frederick Andrews' powerful affirmation. I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. See how it feels to consciously choose light over darkness, even for just one day. Third, visualize one small positive outcome. Don't start with becoming a millionaire. Start simple. Before bed tonight, create a clear mental picture of one thing you'd like to experience tomorrow. Maybe waking up energized. Maybe having a great conversation with a friend. Maybe finishing a project with ease and focus. See it clearly. Feel the positive emotion as if it's already happened. Then let it go. Plant the seed and let universal law do its work. That was a summary of the Master Key System by Charles Haanel. I'll be honest, a summary can only ever be a map. The real treasure is found when you walk the path yourself. The true magic happens in those quiet reading moments, when a phrase or story resonates with you in an unexpected way. This summary is designed to help you decide if this book is worth your time. If anything we discussed today sparked something inside you, I encourage you to grab a copy. Reading it isn't just about learning, it's an experience that can genuinely change how you see yourself and the world. The link is in the description below. Also, if you found this summary valuable, please give it a like and subscribe. It helps me know these journeys are worth sharing and ensures you won't miss our next exploration into another life-changing book. Let's keep growing together.